Hello there, this is Victor Santana with StockHunters.com for Wednesday, August 29th. How's everybody doing? Hope everything's going well. Let's take a look at the U.S. markets overall. ETF ticker symbol TMW. And as you can see here, we've got a nice big gap up in this range. I talked about yesterday that we were trading sideways and there was a good chance that we'd get continuation and upside, plus we were above the 8-day simple moving average, which usually is a good sign when we could sustain being above it. So hopefully we're not going to get this kind of fake out here where we jumped up, traded 3 days and fall down. Here we got that jump up. A good thing is we're right at the edge from the highs of this last time over here, as you can see. So if tomorrow we can close above it, then I could see ourselves possibly getting up in this area here. Alright, looking at the RSI, we are above this range here. Hopefully we could see a identical movement as in this area here, where we got 5 days up movement before it continued trading sideways and then down. So we'll have to be very cautious here. Okay, and the MACD line here, we are trading above the zero line with the positive green bars, and this trend has broken above it. So this is very good. So I like this, and I like this. The only thing I don't like, the big clouds, is that we are still in a downtrend. As you can see, the 50-day moving average is below the 100, which is not good. So we may go up to this area here before we could see some kind of pullback. Alright, having said that, again, if you do enter any trades here, this is more of a trader's market. Just put 5% of whatever position of your total capital there. So this way, if you lose 10% on one position, out of that 5% of your total money, you're only losing 0.5%. So we got to be very, very careful here. Okay, so this is looking nice. Let's break this down into the major indices. We're going to go right to the Dow, and you can see with the Dow, we also got that big gap up here. We're right at this RSI line here, trading above here. And now we're going to go and look at the S&P 500. We also got that gap up right at this line, trading above. Pretty much are all ditto the same. Now let's look at the NASDAQ. In fact, let me move this NASDAQ information over here a little closer. And as you can see, we got that nice gap up, and we're up at that line in here. So we still continue on above the 8-day moving average. And let's look at the Russells here. Russells are also participating in this move. We've reached up here in this level and above the zero line. Alright, so pretty much all identical. And then let's look at the global markets. Global markets also gapped up, getting about to touch this overbought line here at the 68. Normally at 70 we get the overbought, so we could have another day, and we're trading above this line here ever so slightly. So they're pretty much all the same. So now let's go ahead and look at some of our positions that we have in ideas. Okay, so we're going to start with what we have. We have Eldorado Gold. It triggered us in. Unfortunately, it did pull us back today, but the good thing is it's above the 8-day moving average here. This is pointing a little bit downward, and this flattening out. Okay, so I could trade sideways here before the next move up. If it does go up, it kind of trades in line with the silver, and with our exits right down here. And then we're also with Jazz Pharmaceutical. and this one triggered us in, and now gapped up higher, which is good. And we are right up this RSI line at above the 70. We're actually at 76.4 and above the MACD. Okay, so this one we probably could see maybe movement up to here, around in this area or this area here, before cashing in. Also to keep an eye on the 8-day moving average. Also, that also helps in terms of exiting. So when it breaks below it, you exit no matter what. So we'll see if this starts crawling up. And then another one we got in is in PRGO. This one we got triggered in here and had a good up, pulled down, then bounced up ever so slightly. Now we got the gap up, so it's now trying to decide if it can break above this high to make new highs. This is very strong, as you can see. The trend is still going upward, the 100-day and the 50-day. It is getting a little narrower, but nevertheless, the trend could still be going up and making you 52-week high. This is on a 3-month chart here, and you can see pulled up here, broke here, got that. Now it's going equal high. We're going to see if we can get that breakout here. And look at the next one, RAH, and this one here. We recommend that keep an eye here. Broke above on Friday, and now we're trading a little higher. This one is a little more extended here. It's higher than the last high here, which is a good thing. We could still see a little bit higher over here, but maybe in a day or two we could get out of this trade here, lock in some gains. And then finally, the newest one here, TRH. Yesterday I was mentioning, not yesterday, Friday, excuse me, that if it breaks above here, then time to get in. And sure enough, there was enough energy. It actually gapped up right above us, got us triggered in here. Or if you put a stop limit, then it just left without you. But I like to put stop orders. Get in, and we're riding up here. We have probably a little bit of room more to continue on. So if you look at this high, based on this one here, and then hopefully once we get up to this high, it looks like it will be up higher, so we'll still have a stronger momentum here. And this one has turned positive, which is good as well. Normally on this kind of play, we would say if it breaks above today's high, then triggers us, it should trigger us in. But because it was so oversold, we were recommending it since Friday. Okay, and then some of the existing ones that we have is HLF. And that one I didn't actually get into the trade, but I recommend it, and you would be trading up higher here, getting up close here, and that's above here. Humana, HUM, also another one I recommend it. You would be up here. Consider selling up in this area once it gets there. As you can see, the RSI, MACD above the zero line. Next one is the Lulu stock, LULU. That one too I recommend it, and now it's trading up higher. And MasterCard, there's another one here. Recommend it getting in right up at this level, and so you still be in the money, but kind of a down day. And we got the silver. I recommend it getting in. We broke above this. We didn't. It traded down, so it did not trigger us in. So, but I would keep this here available. This way, if it does reverse, it would trigger us in, and that would help us with that Eldorado Gold also, EGO, because it does gold and silver, and you could see it would treat us in a good fashion where it would trigger us in. Well, actually, it triggered me in. because it just went up and then pulled back, so it would still be a good thing for me. And then two new ideas for today, or actually for tomorrow's trade, is let's see here, CRK, Comstock Resources, and actually both of them are to the energy sector, oil. So what we like about this is we got the setup down here, and we have the trigger, which was triggered way back then, but we waited till it hit a little higher, so we got here. So we recommend getting in at 20.67, the buy, which would be up here, and if we're wrong, your exit will be 18.75, which is a 9.3%. okay, a potential loss. So always put in your sell stop. Know your exits before you get in. So if we get in, potential target's 24.20, around in this area up here. Okay. What I really like about this, as you can see, we traded lower here, but the RSI is trading up higher here, making a higher low, and so is the MACD. So it has very good probabilities that it will trade up higher this time. And then the other recommendation is also in the same group, PVR. This is Penn Virginia Corp, related to the oil sectors, and pretty much the same story here. We'll get in at 841 right here, and our stop or sell price was 725 if we're wrong. This one's a little more high risk, 13.8% if we're wrong, but at the same time you can get rewarded if we're right at around 986 range up in this area. What I like about this is you see the lower low here, while the RSI has a higher low. We're getting a divergence. It's called the divergence. Prices go down, our indicators are going up. Same with the MACD line, and we already got the two positive bars here. So we call this our setup, and we call this our trigger. So it actually triggered yesterday, and we would enter at why do I always say yesterday? It's Friday. Friday's highest price, so that you would actually be in based on this. But to be extra conservative, we're going to go in tomorrow. If the momentum continues on, we get triggered in. Alright, well, that's pretty much it. Hope everybody has a great day and stay on the right side of the trade. Until next time, take care.